Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. They continue to rule very well to this very day. That is feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And also Shalom to the whole elect. That is also labor in this work. It's giving you due diligence to make your calling and election sure, and faith and truth, sincerity, and all charity. Now there's going to be an extra video to the topic, which is the key of David, in which the previous video I forgot to bring out the definition of that word key in the Greek, in the Strong's Concordance. That word key, it's a lot of meat that's coming off the word key, which I ran into earlier today, in which like I brought out in the previous video concerning a key, basically giving you access into a particular place, or in which in this case the key of David, basically is letting you into the kingdom, in which that comes by way of the house of David. It's just like it being the house of David. In order to get into the house of David, you need that key. All right. So you need the key in order to get access, or to get permission, and allowing you into the kingdom. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead, without further ado, and bring out the word key in the Greek. And that word key, bear with me for a second while I grab it. Right, so the word key in the Greek is I believe it's clays. All right, clays, which if you go on here, it says a key in the general definition. It says since the keeper of the keys has the power to open and to shut. All right, so the keeper of the keys has the power to open and to shut, and which I mentioned before, the one who is able to open and to shut is Yahweh Shai, and that was extended unto Peter, which, like I mentioned, and also in the previous video, that since that key was given over to Peter, Peter, we know in the reincarnation, he was David. Okay, that's why that same key was given to him. All right, now that's also extended to the house of David. All right. Why? Because, like I mentioned before, being that key, or that key being given to Peter, that's a form of Yahweh Shai allowing him and the disciples, since he was made the head of the church, access into the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That was Yahweh Shai actually giving him what he knew, what Yahweh Shai knew. All right, on a certain level. All right, because like I mentioned before, that key is Yahweh Shai. So Yahweh Shai was giving himself over to Peter. All right, Peter and the apostles and the disciples that came in later, which, again, like I mentioned before in the previous video, that those same ones that believed in Yahweh Shai that back the day, guess what? We've gained that knowledge. All right, we gained Yahweh Shai. So, like it says in the definition, it says the keeper of the keys, right, it has the ability to open and to shut. Right. Now it says here metaphor in NT, or New Testament, to denote power and authority of various kinds. All right, because when you have a key, you have power. All right. Okay, so the Lord was giving Peter, power over the church. All right. He was made the head of the church. Okay. Now, go further down. He'll let you know a key as shutting a lock, and it says literally or figuratively a key, right? But if you keep going into if I can, I'm slacking. So get my bearings here a little bit. So if you go to the Thayer's Greek lexicon, right? Let me get the full entry. Right, so it says since the keeper of the keys has the power to open and to shut, right? It says the word clays is figuratively used in the New Testament to denote power and authority of various kinds, like we read earlier. All right. Now it says to open or unlock the pit. Read that again. It says to open or unlock the pit. Now, what does the scripture say about our Lord Yahweh Shai? It says, him whom the Son sets free is free indeed. All right? Because it was through that Yahweh Shai set us free. All right? And guess what? The Lord's going to come back to reclaim what belongs to him, which is who? Israel. All right? His people. And that starts with the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay? So again, it says to open or unlock the pit, right? It says to shut. It says the power to bring back into life, and this is going off. It says the power to bring back into life from Hades and leave there, and which that goes to show you that you know what, this right here shows you that Greek mythology has been mingled into the scriptures. All right, when should I say, not the scriptures, but this modern day Christianity. All right, modern day Christianity is based off of Greek mythology, off of other doctrines that have been brought together, and this is in culmination. That's why you have modern day Christianity, in which the majority of the people that are here in America and other parts of the world, they follow. That's why Christianity is known as the #1 religion in the world, because it has the most followers. Okay, it's no coincidence that it has the most followers, because it's based off of mythology and other doctrines that were once here on the planet Earth. All right, that are practiced. It's a universal religion. Okay, it says the ability and opportunity to obtain knowledge. See, it says the ability and opportunity. See, it says opportunity. All right, and guess what? That opportunity is here now. All right, now we have the opportunity to obtain knowledge. Okay, because it wasn't known to them back then when you had the prophets and the men of the Lord. It wasn't known to them as of yet. They had no idea what the scriptures meant back then, what the prophets were speaking about. But now that we're back here today, that knowledge has been given to us. That understanding has been unlocked. Okay. It says it's like I want to scroll a little bit. It's like I'm in transit as usual, trying to get out the way. Reading on, it says demons. It says the power of David, who is a type of a Messiah, which really that word Messiah goes into the Hebrew Mashiach. All right, Mashiach, which means anointed. Okay. It says who is a type of the anointed, the second David. Whoa, hold on. It says the second David. See? Now, why would they put the second David in this scripture? Because the scholars, they look into these things, man. You know, the people that put together the lexicon, you know, which, of course, the Edomites, you know, they dig into this. All right. And since they dug into this, they know, I'm talking about the higher ups. All right. Because your average everyday Edomite, they don't know things of this caliber. So in this lexicon here, all right, in the Greek lexicon Thayer's, it tells you, it says the power of David, who was a type of the anointed, the second David. All right. And that's just one of the things, or one of the key things in the scriptures that show you that Peter is King David. Okay. Why would it say the second David if reincarnation is not real? See what I mean? It says i.e. of receiving into Hamashiach's kingdom and of excluding from it. See, the power to open and the power to shut. So it's the power to have someone come into the kingdom and have the power to exclude someone from the kingdom. That's power, man. Okay. Now, read this last little bit. It says, apparently, after Isaiah 22nd chapter, which I read in the previous video, right? It says where actually in that Greek, it says kleis oiko, I think it's David, which means key of David. All right, I believe it means key of David, if I'm not mistaken. So it says where the key of David is given to the steward of the royal palace. What is that royal palace? That is the kingdom of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. That is New Jerusalem. Okay. And guess what? It says that the key is given to the steward. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and bag out of this for a second. I think I'm done with that. But let me I believe the word steward is here somewhere in the scriptures. I have to find it. Slakia. Here it is. Yep, this is what I was looking for. This is Luke, the 12th chapter, and this is at the 42nd verse. And the Lord said, "Who then is this faithful and wise steward?" See? So it says, "Who then is this faithful and wise steward, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season?" See? Let's look up the word steward. You're going to learn here at Great Millstone, we like to look up words. Like the apostle elders always say. All right. So the word steward, right? All right, the word steward here is oi. I think it's oikonomos. All right, which the word oiki, I believe it means it's a root word. I'm trying to remember the exact definition. I believe it means an economy, if I'm not mistaken. But it's another definition, and I can't think of it right now. It slips my mind, Slakia. But so the word here says the manager of household or of household affairs. Whoa, let me read that again. It says the manager of household or of household affairs. And what household are we managing? We're managing the household of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, which again, I'm going to say it again, the house of David. All right. That's the household that we're managing, okay? And we're managing household affairs, okay? The welfare of Israel. This is where it starts, okay? Because the Lord is going to set up the elect of the nation of Israel as the governing body over the nation of Israel, okay? It says especially a steward, manager, superintendent. Okay. There's a little bit more here. It's like you. Okay, it's like you. So it says, to whom the head of the house or proprietor has entrusted the management. It's like, let me read that again. It says, to whom the head of the house, all right, the head of the house, right, or proprietor has entrusted the management of his affairs. Whoa, and who's the proprietor and the head of the house? Yahweh Shai. And guess what? And he entrusted the management of his affairs to the steward. Okay. It says the care of receipts and expenditures, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Expenditures, and the duty of dealing out the proper portion to every servant and even to the children not yet of age, to babes. Okay. So it tells of being a steward is the duty of dealing out the proper portion to every servant. What's that portion that is speaking about? It's talking about the knowledge. Okay. And we're dishing out the proper portion of this knowledge to every servant and even the children not yet of age, or even to the babes. We're giving out this knowledge, this food. Okay. That's why the Lord speaks about giving the milk. All right. It says the manager of a farm or landed estate, an overseer. Okay. The superintendent of the city's finances, the treasurer of a city. And what's this treasure? This is the knowledge. Okay, this is the riches. Or of treasurers or quaestors, I believe is how you pronounce it, of kings. Metaphor, the apostles. The apostles and other Christian, which that word Christian just means follower of the anointed, of Christian teachers and bishops and overseers. Okay. Now reading on, it says a house distributor, i.e. a manager, overseer, an employee in that capacity, by extension a fiscal agent or treasurer, figuratively a preacher of the gospel, the good news. What's the preacher? That's the prophets. Okay. The chamberlain. Okay. The governor, steward. See? All right, there's some more on this. Slakia. Read this little bit right here. It says, right, metaphorically, the apostles and other Christian teachers. It says, as those to whom the counsels of the Most High have been committed to be made known to men. All right. It says a bishop or overseer. Okay. It's called oikonomos, right? Of the Most High as the head and master of the and this say Christian theocracy, in which that's something that's dealing with theology, which they base this on the theology, in which this isn't theology. Okay. This is the truth. This is how things are supposed to be. This is how things were made from the beginning of the world, when the time started, the creation of the earth until now. Okay. It says And any and every Christian, right, which follows of the anointed, who rightly uses the gifts entrusted to him, and we've been entrusted with this knowledge, right, who rightly uses the gifts entrusted to him by the Most High for the good of his brethren, belongs to the class which is called, and then I don't know what this Greek meaning is. I don't know what that is, but I know the word oikonomos is in there, but I may have to do a deeper dive into this to see what that means. But like it says here, it says use the gifts entrusted to him by the Most High for the good of his brethren. So that's right. So that's the dynamics of a steward. And guess what? And like I read earlier, or like I read the definition in the word key, that key's been given over to the steward. Okay. And guess what? We're the stewards. Okay. We've been made the stewards of the house of David. Okay. The house of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, that a government or that position, that seat has been given over to the Israel, the Most High, the elect. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and end off on that note. Lord's will. This is edifying to the elect. Until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that ruled very well to this day. Also, shalom, peace and safety, and salutations to the hopeful elect that is also laboring this work in due diligence to make your call election sure, and all faith, true sincerity, and all charity. And with that, go say shalom.